Hi, welcome to the Gut Check Dating Challenge Day 1. All right, so for those who don't know me, my name is Dr. Leanna Cools. I'm a clinical sexologist, licensed mental health counselor, certified sex therapist, and I also specialize in narcissistic or antagonistic abuse, relational abuse recovery. All right, so I want to tell you a bit about the membership. So Pattern Breaker Society is hosted on School, so it's just school.com/PBS. It's completely free for the standard membership. Standard membership, you get access to the day one challenge. It's a 3-day challenge. For those who are in a premium membership, which is only $7 for now, you get access to all 3 days. So the membership as a whole is to help you identify your core dating patterns, what's driving them, or recognizing red flags and emotional triggers, and building self-trust so you can listen to your gut. Okay. All right, so what we're going to go over today is the gut check strategy, learning why early dating can feel like a roller coaster, how the intensity can cloud your judgment, exploring why it's so easy to miss those red flags when you're swept up in chemistry or potential, and learning how to slow that down and listen to your gut instead. For those of you who become a member, you would get access to day 2 and day 3. So here we will be doing a gut check guide and going through scenarios. And on the third day, practicing some more and doing like a protocol so that we can just hold ourselves accountable. All right, so your job, watch the video or attend live, complete the assignments. If you're watching this on another platform, you're not going to have access to the book, the workbook. The workbook is only in my school community, Pattern Breaker Society. And then engage with the community. If you have any questions, post. I'm literally on there all the time. So I will respond and other people will jump in as well. Okay, went over the notebook, the workbook. All right, so the objectives of the challenge as a whole is why early dating intensity confuses the nervous system, identifying common ways we override our intuition. We're going to learn the 4-step gut check strategy and then reflect on real experiences to start tuning into our gut. All right, so for today, we're going to understand why early stage dating feels intense, explore why the intensity overrides our logic, uncover how we ignore red flags in favor of fantasy, learn the gut check strategy to stay grounded and self-aware. All right, so why early stage dating feels so intense? So the quick text, the deep conversations, the fast bonding just overloads our nervous system, right? And our body can't always tell the difference between danger and excitement. It's just getting flooded with really good feelings. And so we're not being logical. That intensity feels like a connection, but the truth is it's often just adrenaline and not alignment. The fast forwarding, the pace, the rush of the hormones gives the illusion of intimacy, but it's not, right? So if you've been swept away by this before, you're definitely not alone. This is fairly common. This does happen in the beginning of relationships. All right. So the excitement becomes a red flag when it's so intense, we are just not thinking anymore. We're confusing chemistry with compatibility, right? The fantasy and the dopamine together really makes us have blind spots where we miss inconsistencies, we miss the neediness or the mirroring because we don't want anything ruining our high. We like the vibe. So we're just kind of going on with it. So if your body says something's off, that is your signal. And we tend to ignore that and minimize it or dismiss it completely, sorry. But that's not a glitch. That's a sign that you need to pause and pay attention. Okay, so here are some ways that we override our gut. We dismiss discomfort as anxiety or overthinking. We confuse our gut warnings with butterflies. Not the same thing. making excuses because we don't want to ruin it, and then prioritizing how they make us feel over how they show up. And when we did this live, people really wanted me to clarify what that meant. So, I can feel good when I'm around you, right? And we're having a good time together, but that doesn't mean you show up for me the way I need you to, right? So you might be a good hangout, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're making me feel emotionally safe. It doesn't mean that you are there for me when I need you or support me in the ways that I need you. It's just, it's a good time. That's not the same thing, right? So really focusing on like actions. Okay. So your gut feelings are neutral signs. They're not good or bad. They're just informative, kind of like emotions. It's just data. Your gut works in patterns, so it gets louder when you repeat the same spiral. When something feels rushed, it feels off or too good to be true, pause. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to end the relationship. It doesn't mean that the relationship is bad. It doesn't mean that the person is trying to love bomb you. It just means that you need to be mindful. Okay. And most people regret ignoring their gut more than they regret slowing down. That is a fact. Okay. So some strategies is to pause. You want to hear me say pause this whole time. Pause is really important. Pause. Don't let the pace sweep you away. And sometimes we do that ourselves. Sometimes we're pressured by a partner to make the pace go faster, but we need to slow down. And if our partner has a problem with us pausing, that is definitely something to be concerned about. Okay. And then you want to check in, you want to ask yourself how your body is feeling after each interaction. Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling relaxed? Right. And then you want to name the pattern. Is this familiar? Does this remind you of other dynamics that you've had in different kinds of relationships? And that's not limited to just romantic, right? Is it healthy? And then you want to choose intentionally. You want to respond from a place of clarity and not adrenaline, which is why we need to take that time and pause. Okay, so your assignment: reflect on a recent dating experience that felt intense or fast moving. Use the prompts to explore what happened. What did you feel in your body? Did anything feel off, even if it felt exciting? And then answering, what does your gut want you to remember? The workbook itself, again, is in the free community. All right, so a little recap for this quick workshop is we explored why early dating intensity confuses the nervous system. We've identified common ways in which we override our intuition. We've learned the 4-step gut check strategy and reflected, this is on the assignment, reflected on a real experience to start tuning into your gut. All right, see you next time. Bye.